You are listening to the #1 self-improvement podcast on the planet.
You, but better.
Warning, this podcast may cause
Success,
Happiness.
self-actualization,
Inspiration. Manifestation.
buying cool products.
warning, this podcast will transform you into a boss.
Over 10 billion downloads.
Over 10 million lives changed. With your host, Seph, the master of mindset.
Failure is a choice, and I choose to never fail. And Lex, the Zen philosopher of life hacking.
What if you could do anything? You, but better. Welcome, friends.
Welcome, seekers.
Welcome, all of you self-actualizers.
Welcome, self-saboteurs.
Whoa, self-saboteurs, what?
Yeah, a lot of people sabotage themselves.
Oh, that's true. You make a point.
How you doing today, Lex?
I'm amazing. How are you, Seph?
I'm absolutely incredible. Couldn't beat it today. Fantastic.
I'm so glad to hear that. That's wonderful.
Yeah. Did you have a good weekend?
Yes, I was rolfing.
Nice. The entire weekend?
Oh, yeah, I never rolf for less than a full weekend.
Just to be clear, audience, he's not talking about golf here. He's talking about Rolf. R-O-L-F.
That's right, which means holistically optimizing your energy fields as pioneered by alternative medicine guru Ida Rolf.
Naturally. And how's your energy?
It's off the charts.
Hey, Lex. Today is special. Do you know why?
Oh, it's Ida Rolf's birthday, the founder of Rolfing.
No. It's the 1,000th episode of You But Better.
Oh, wow. Our centennial episode.
No, it wouldn't be centennial. It'd be our millennial episode.
Ooh, I don't like millennials.
Me either. Gen Excellence, am I right?
You're not wrong, that's for sure.
It's crazy how far this podcast has come.
Totally, and we wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for all of our wonderful fans, the Better Yous.
From the bottom of our hearts, thank you, Better Yous, for listening.
And thank you for following on all of our social channels.
And for subscribing to our newsletter, The Daily Better You.
And for all the email and DMs on Insta, even though we can't respond to all of them, I promise we do read them.
Yeah, we read all of them. All right, Lex, what time is it?
It's now.
Let's dive in. All right, questions for our listeners. What's the most important meal of the day?
Ooh, it's brunch, isn't it?
Nope, it's breakfast.
Oh, yeah, breakfast, right.
Yeah, breakfast is what gives us the fuel to crush it.
Well, yeah, I agree, but, I also find, a great brunch lets you crush it, too.
Sure, but we're talking about breakfast. A recent survey in Breakfast Monthly found that millionaires and billionaires are 77% more likely to eat a healthy, organic breakfast compared to stressed-out losers who skip breakfast or just grab a Pop-Tart.
That's cool. I love Breakfast Monthly, by the way. I actually read it for the articles and not just the breakfast pictures.
Yeah, I've seen you with a copy before. Anyway, today we're sharing 3 radical breakfast hacks. These hacks will take everything you know about breakfast and throw it out the window.
Yeah, these breakfast hacks are going to throw all of that out the window. They will change your friggin' life, people.
Breakfast hack number 1.
Number 1.
Prepare and cook extra veggies with dinner the night before, then just throw them into your omelet, your breakfast hash, or your cereal bowl.
Freaking easy and freaking genius.
Thank you. How many of us wait until dinner to try and cram those veggies in, right? Bad idea. Instead, stack the deck with a big serving of veggies in the morning.
Ooh, I love that. Hey, by the way, speaking of veggies, I did ayahuasca in Peru last month, and we had to eat a bland breakfast of carrots and broccoli, no spices whatsoever, 3 days straight. We were cleansing our bodies of the toxic energies and preparing ourselves to receive the radical love of the spirit goddess, Mother Gaia.
What? I'm not sure how the spirit mother relates to eating more veggies.
No, not the spirit mother. That's a Celtic thing. I'm talking about the Peruvian shamanic spirit goddess, Mother Gaia. You have to eat your veggies for 3 days to cleanse yourself for the ayahuasca ritual. Otherwise, you won't have transcendent visions.
Wow, that is amazing, Lex. You do so many great things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't know how that connects to breakfast hacks for our listeners, so we're going to take it back to breakfast hack number 2.
Breakfast hack numero dos.
Everyone knows you need to hydrate, and the more the better. It's important to drink 1 gallon of water every day.
Super important. Cannot emphasize it enough.
Breakfast hack number 2. Drink 32 ounces of water with breakfast. How many of us just grab a coffee and sip it with our toast?
Way too many of us, and it makes me sick.
Just fill a 32-ounce glass jar with ice-cold water.
Does it have to be a glass jar?
Yeah, it's better if it is.
Okay, cool.
Anyway, fill up that glass jar with 32 ounces of cold water and 1 medium lemon at breakfast time. And don't stop drinking until you've absorbed all that delicious H2O.
You know what really makes you thirsty for some delicious H2O, though?
I have a guess, but I'll bite. What's that?
Ayahuasca. Yeah. Okay, so when I was at my ceremony 2 weeks ago in Costa Rica, I could not stop chugging water.
Oh, well, I thought your ceremony was in Peru.
No. Peru was a month ago. I'm talking about the ceremony after that, 2 weeks ago with my Costa Rican shaman, Trinian.
Oh, okay.
So on the second day of my ayahuasca trip, I get so thirsty because I was puking so much. I had this vision, right, that I was this ancient time-traveling warrior. I was riding on the back of a horse, a flying horse, a Pegasus, right? And Pegasus and I, we went back to the time of the Vikings, and we went back to Stonehenge, and then we went to the Caspian Sea. We went to the Bay of Bengal, and we were fighting pirates, and we were pirates, and we were raiding spice ships, and no one had anything to drink besides ale and rum. The pirates were like chanting, ale and rum, yum, 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 ale and rum. And I was like, excuse me, water bottle. None of them had water bottles. So the point is, hydration is important.
The ayahuasca made you hallucinate all of that?
Yep.
It's so specific.
Yeah, well, it was a specific vision of the possibilities within the spirit realm. You know, later, though, I actually realized that the reason I was so thirsty is that the ayahuasca made me puke 15 times.
All right, man. Well, that doesn't sound healthy at all, especially doing 2 ceremonies back to back like that. I mean, puking 15 times, that'll make anybody thirsty.
Totally.
All right. Breakfast hack number 3.
Hack number 3, get ready.
Eat breakfast standing up. It's so much better for your digestion, and it gets you physically primed to dominate the day.
I know both of those things are extremely important to me.
And to me. I mean, you can just stand at your high-top desk or prop your dining table on bricks if you have to, or you could eat your breakfast off the hood of your car or the roof of your car if you're just standing next to it.
That is just clever. Hey, speaking of standing, when I did ayahuasca in a forest in Northern California on Thursday.
What? You did ayahuasca this week?
Yeah.
Even though you'd already done it in Peru a month ago and Costa Rica 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, the crazy part was I had a vision that this giant bear was standing above me the whole time. It was like singing to me in German.
Lex, how the fuck does this relate to the breakfast hacks I prepared?
Seph, man, you're kind of stressed out. I think you need to come with me on an ayahuasca retreat. Hey, I want to talk about a sponsor of ours that is so cool and frankly so sorely needed in the world right now. I'm talking about Zenmo. Zenmo is the app that lets you send good vibes to anyone. Now, we're all familiar with PayPal and Venmo and all these apps that let you send money. But honestly, most of the time in my life, I'm not really into money and giving people money. Like, I have plenty of money, and money's so easy to get. So I don't really care about money. I would much rather give someone inner peace or a good feeling. That's where Zenmo comes in. If you vibe someone on Zenmo, it'll text them, email them, and notify them on the Zenmo app that they just received new vibes. Now, what vibes can you send? Here's the cool part. Anything you can feel, you can send. So if you want to send a vibe that says, I see you, man, and your aura is glowing, you can send that vibe. If you want to send someone a vibe that says, hey, you are confident, you are sexy, and your unemployment streak is over, you can send that vibe. If you want to send the inner contentment of being loved by a supermodel, send that vibe. It's so easy. You just create the vibe within yourself, upload it to the Zenmo app, then boom, the vibe is good to go. Question: what if you don't possess any good vibes of your own? Don't worry, Zenmo has you covered. They have over 80 in-house prefab vibes that you can use. That includes everything from a sexy monk saying the words namaste to a picture of a waterfall with the words sorry for your loss. Now, if you upgrade to Zenmo Plus, you can even target someone with special vibes that they'll feel and hear directly in their mind. They will have no way to escape the vibes. Honestly, the more I use Zenmo, the more I realize that good vibes can change the world. Zenmo. Send good vibes.
I have so many good vibes every single day, and I have been experiencing an overabundance of good vibes. And you know what I can do with that? I can share that with my mother. I can share that with my friends. I can share them with potential business partners or clients. Zenmo is an amazing product.
Yeah, oh my God. I know. It's almost like Zenmo was made just for you, just for both of us.
Even down to the app color, the background of, it's
Yeah,
so gorgeous.
chartreuse.
Yeah, chartreuse.
It's your favorite.
I love it.
Doesn't it seem to you like Zenmo is like almost predicting the future? Like, I think that honestly, we are moving away from money into a vibe-based economy.
You know, everybody bandies about all these different ideas for different types of
Bitcoin,
currency.
Ethereum.
Yeah, but those things you have highs and lows. With Zenmo, you can just share the highs.
That's the thing is that money may go up and down, but vibes only go up.
Oh, so true. Couldn't have put it better myself. I mean, I'm a little surprised we didn't come up with it ourselves.
I'm actually shocked. I think that in a lot of ways we did come up with Zenmo ourselves, but we're just like so busy because we have this really successful podcast with like millions and millions of listeners. So we don't have time to like go creating all these new startups, but we could have. We probably did come up with it.
We probably did,
first.
but you know what?
You know, credit where due, Zenmo.
Zenmo for sure.
Love it.
And now, the You But Better quote of the day.
We must never forget that we may also find meaning in life, even when confronted with a hopeless situation. For what then matters is to transform a personal tragedy into a triumph. When we are no longer able to change a situation, just think of an incurable disease such as inoperable cancer, we are challenged to change ourselves. Viktor E. Frankl.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, it was inspired by his experiences in a concentration camp. It's deep. It's deep.
What's wrong?
I don't know.
You have a problem with it?
I mean, not to pick on Viktor Frankl, who was definitely
Persecuted.
Yeah, persecuted in a Nazi death camp. But he says, when confronted with a hopeless situation.
Yeah, I see what you're getting at.
Like, is any situation really hopeless? That doesn't feel very optimistic to me.
Definitely not optimistic.
Is any cancer really inoperable?
Yeah, you can always operate. You can always give it a shot.
Right, exactly. It was like when we were talking about a week ago when we interviewed
Jaya,
the energy healer, who treats cancer with breathing exercises.
Yeah, if we learned anything from Jaya, it's that no matter what the problem, whether it's cancer or being captured and persecuted by Nazis, breathing goes a long way.
Exactly. Breathe through it. Inhale the tyranny and exhale peace.
I think maybe we should change the quote.
Are you saying we should hear the quote, but better?
Exactly.
Let's hear it, Seph.
Okay, how about... We can always find meaning in life because every situation can be improved with energy breathing. For what matters is to start breathing in the belly and go up through the diaphragm, turn every holocaust,
Ooh, too far.
every cancer,
I don't know.
every adversity,
Yes!
into a chance to shine. We can do absolutely anything, no matter what, if we breathe right.
Amen, amen. I'm liking that quote so much better.
Yeah, same. Thank you, Lex.
Let's not listen to Viktor Frankl anymore.
I don't like him either.
It is time for a valuable lesson from our valuable lives. It is time for personal parables.
When do you outgrow a friendship? I call today's parable Bested Friends. Jacob and I grew together like two trees in a backyard. From first grade, my journey and his journey were a singular journey. We played together, studied together. We did everything together. Flash forward to college. After college, two trees diverged. Jacob and I meet to catch up, but something is different. Not only had he failed to read The Power of Now or Infinite Jest, but he seemed to have stopped working out altogether. I tried not to let any of this bother me, but when we got together at my personal gym in my home, something terrible happened. Jacob was spotting me on the bench press. Having already lifted my max thrice, I could not bring it up for the fourth fecta, and Jacob pulled a muscle in his back, trying to bring the bar back up to the rack. Lex, I was devastated.
Wow.
This never would have happened if he had a stronger base, if he hadn't neglected his quads and hamstrings. I took him to the hospital, dropped him off, and never spoke to him again. It sounds harsh, but sometimes when one tree grows so close to you, they are really slowing the bloom of your azaleas. Was Jacob a good friend? Maybe, if your only requirements for a good friend are kindness and loyalty. But was he strong enough to meet his potential? Or to spot my barbell when I needed him? You'd have to ask the doctors at St. David's.
Wow. What a tough lesson about cutting out the toxic people who hold us back. Now, Seph, how did your life improve after cutting Jacob out of your life?
Well, where do I start? I didn't have to go to a wedding 3 years ago, and instead I got to attend my Masters of Time Management Mastermind retreat in Budapest. You remember that?
Oh, yeah. That retreat was fantastic.
Yeah, I was able to make friends with people who actually wanted to better themselves.
Seph, I think you made the right choice. Not only were the people there great, the omelet bar was freaking epic.
Oh, that omelet bar was tops. Lex, for the listeners, just off the top of your head, who are the top 3 people you have had to cut out of your life, other than your Uncle Mike, of course?
Oh, yeah, other than Uncle Mike, of course. Well, let's see. Okay, first of all, my meditation teacher, Craig, for asking for donations. Didn't want that. Second of all, my hairstylist, Lisa, for talking while she was giving me a haircut.
Sometimes people just need to focus on what they're doing if they want to be great.
Exactly. They should probably listen to this podcast a little bit more. And then third of all, I would have to say my pot dealer, Forpak, for never having exact change. So annoying.
How can you be a business person if you don't have exact change?
It's just a basic.
I couldn't agree more with your choices, Lex. And listeners, we want to challenge you. Our question is, who are you cutting out of your life today? When you are pruning your personal growth garden, what are you cutting out to make room for you?
And that is Personal Parables. Thank you, Seph.
Thank you, Lex.
Guys, I am so excited about this next sponsor, Dirt Shirt. Dirt Shirt is the only shirt made entirely 100% from dirt. You probably know that on this podcast, we only do ads for products that we love and use personally. Now, I've been wearing dirt shirts for 1.5 years, and I cannot imagine going back to my old cotton t-shirts. And by the way, a confession, I'm kind of a shirt snob, and I have 3 rules for a great shirt. 1, it has to be made from sustainable materials, obviously. 2, I want to be able to really feel my shirt grinding against my skin. And 3, it has to have a great story. Dirt Shirt is all of those things. Here's the deal. Dirt Shirt is sustainable. Ask yourself something. What's a 100% natural, abundant material that's always right there underneath us? That's right, dirt. According to the engineers at Dirt Shirt, the Earth has enough surface dirt to create 75 trillion dirt shirts and still have plenty left over for recreational mud wrestling. And new dirt is constantly being created by natural processes. We'll never run out. By the way, that cotton t-shirt you love, that's made from exploitative fibers. There's nothing environmentally friendly about giant cotton farms that destroy our planet. Next, Dirt Shirt is biome friendly. Did you know that you have 1 trillion bacteria living inside you? It's called the gut-skin biome, people, and it fights illnesses and keeps you healthy. It's freaking amazing. Guys, human beings are meant to walk in the grass and play in the dirt. That's how we get good bacteria for that biome. Now, I'm sure you've taken a probiotic pill that injects these little buggers into your gut. Well, Dirt Shirt is way better. Because with Dirt Shirt, you have 12 luxurious ounces of the finest organic dirt nestled up against your body at all times, feeding your skin biome with all kinds of critters that keep you super dirty and super healthy. Finally, Dirt Shirt always reminds you that you're a child of nature. This is not just a shirt. This is not just a product. This is like wearing a cloak made of Mother Earth's filth. Dirt Shirt comes in 3 super sexy colors: light dirt, medium dirt, and my personal favorite, hardcore dirt. And Dirt Shirt carries a money-back guarantee that if your shirt disintegrates or gets wet and turns into mud, Dirt Shirt will actually call you on the phone with a real-life human being who will say, "Yeah, we're not surprised that happened." I love that human touch, guys. Check it out. Dirt Shirt, the shirt made of dirt.
I love Dirt Shirt so much that my lovers call my closet the sandbox. You walk in there, and it is just dirty shirt after shirt. And I actually wore a Dirt Shirt to every wedding I went to this year.
And how did people react?
They were shocked, to say the least. And I would say that multiple people said, "What are you wearing, and where do I get it?"
Yeah, I bet they were shocked. I bet they were jealous is what they were.
Yeah, when I hugged the groom, he was frustrated, but also appreciated how much I was helping the environment.
That totally makes sense. And let me ask you something else. When you're wearing that Dirt Shirt, are you ever worried about getting it dirty?
I'm not worried about getting it dirty.
Because it's already dirty.
That's right. And I'm not worried about getting anybody else dirty because I know what I'm giving them is an opportunity to find a great product.
Dirt is a gift, not something to be feared.
That's why there's so much of it.
Guys, check out Dirt Shirt.
Sorry, Lex, hold on. Dwayne, that sounds like your guitar. Okay, we talked about this. If you're going to use audio off of the approved list, you have to get it approved by either Seph or Lex, right? So, we'll talk about this after. Thanks, Dwayne.
Hey, my throat is drying up. Hey, Dwayne, could you get me some of that cherry kombucha? Thanks, Dwayne.
Your body is a temple.
And you know what that makes you, Seph?
What?
Your temple's interior decorator.
Did you know that it makes you your body's janitor as well?
Ooh, that would be true, which means you have to ungunk your innards and make room for greatness.
That sounds like a great t-shirt.
Ooh, it would be. See, the truth is, your body is a temple. And that makes us the 2 architects who are going to help you build a sexier temple.
That's right. That's why today's Temple Talk is all about a very intense cleanse that both of us did called the Holy Jalapeno Cleanse.
Sorry, Seph. A cleanse that you did.
What's that?
Well, look, I tried the Holy Jalapeno Cleanse, but you know my personal trainer, Orion?
Yeah, he's awesome. I love Orion.
I know, he's got a great man bun, right?
He does, man.
Anyway, Orion recommended that I stop the cleanse on day 1.
Better use... Lex and I have a rule that we never talk about the cleanses until we're in front of the microphone, and that way you get our authentic and real reactions.
If we're not authentic, we're nothing.
You didn't do the cleanse?
Look, I started the cleanse. I drank the recommended 80 ounces of blended jalapeno juice or whatever. I did that on the first day.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the serving size.
Then I trained with Orion that day, and he said I should stop it because he said it was going to mess up my digestive system.
What?
Yeah, so I stopped chugging jalapeno juice. So I've been, back on my Paleolithic diet, which works great for me, and I've been looking into other cleanses that are a better fit.
So you just let me do this cleanse alone without telling me?
Well, that was the agreement, remember? We don't talk about a cleanse until we finish, so how could I say anything?
But if Orion said that it was dangerous, you should have at least told me last week.
No, but that's the agreement is that we don't talk about it until we've both finished, and I noticed from your Instagram that you were still doing the cleanse and posting about it. You were still posting stories about it, so I wanted to be as supportive as possible and hold my tongue.
Well, I respect that, and I will be honest with you, it was a very life-changing cleanse.
Well, I love to hear that. It's like something that I've always said, if you're not changing, you're dying, and if you're dying, you need to go to the hospital.
Well, we'll get to the hospital in a minute, but first, I do have to say, in reviewing this cleanse, on the first day, I experienced quite a few benefits.
Oh, that's great. Like which benefits?
Well, clearer sinuses. I get different allergies throughout the year, and by the time I got that fourth glass of jalapeno juice, it was like liquid fire burning a hole through my nasal passage.
Whoa, like a wind tunnel for your breathing.
Exactly. And until it inflamed my asthma, I'd say I was definitely breathing deeper and better.
Big stuff. Look, if you can't breathe deeply, you can't center yourself.
Yeah, certainly. And I'd say that the asthma attack that was jalapeno-induced was a bit of a drawback.
Seph, my God, are you okay, man?
I am now, Lex. Thanks for caring. I was doing wind sprints, okay, and I had a catastrophic jalapeno-induced asthma attack. I had to be medevac to the nearest level 1 trauma facility where lung surgeons were standing by.
Oh my God, Seph. You rode in a helicopter without me?
Are you kidding me?
No. I've always wanted to ride in a hospital helicopter.
It was Saturday. The hospital did call you.
Oh, well, I don't answer numbers I don't know.
I was alone and afraid, Lex.
I was just practicing basic time management. If
Well,
you answer numbers that you don't know, then other people are using all your time. You know that.
That is so true. But in this situation, you have to be crazy. They don't say that it's the hospital whenever it pops up on your phone.
Well, I saw that it was a hospital, but how did I know it was you? It could have just been a random hospital calling me. You know how many calls we get, Seph?
Yeah. It could have been a sponsorship
could
from
have been
a hospital.
It could have been a hospital sponsorship. So I was doing infrared sauna. I was doing time management. It was a me day. It was a me weekend. And
Would
so,
you have answered
I'm
if
sorry.
it was me? If I
If
had
it
made
was
the
your
call
s-
from myself?
If it was your cell phone, I definitely would have considered taking a pause.
Back to the cleanse.
Back to the cleanse.
According to National Capital Poison Control, drinking more than 64 ounces of jalapeno juice, this is according to them, in a 24-hour period can result in nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, and diarrhea.
That is totally wild. But Seph, what did you find?
I can confirm the accuracy of this report.
Yikes. I'm sorry to hear that.
But you know what, Lex?
What's that?
What that report won't tell you is that the nausea and the vomiting can lead to hallucinations, which allowed me to meet the embodiment of my potential.
Holy cow, you met the embodiment of your potential?
It was crazy. His name was Old Man Seph.
Wow.
And he said to me, stop experimenting with dangerous cleanses that poison control specifically warned you against.
That is specific. Like, what was older you like? Was he some kind of a wise old man or something?
Too wise, Lex. He scared me.
My God. You know, it kind of makes me wish I would have ignored Orion. It also kind of reminds me of this morning's ayahuasca ceremony.
This morning?
This morning.
That's temple talk. It's time for our favorite segment, Reader Mailbag.
I love when people ask questions. You know why? Because it means they're on a quest.
And I love answering questions because people with answers need to be heard.
First question. Oh, this is a good one. Hey, Seph and Lex. I know you guys get literally thousands of questions each week. Yeah. But I'm so hoping you'll be able to answer my question. I love the You But Better podcast.
Thank you.
I buy all the products you guys recommend.
Good.
The books, the courses, all the supplements and green drinks and organic teas, the hemp energy bars, the time management software, the green mattress, the mastermind coaching, the launch your own podcast in a box program, and that Qigong insulated mug.
Wow, good job.
Here's my problem and my question. I can't afford that 10-day circling retreat in Sedona that you guys were talking about last week because it's $8,000. Am I totally screwed if I don't go? Mark in San Diego.
Whoa, Mark, that is a lot to lay on us. First, I just want to compliment you for buying these recommended products. We don't recommend anything we don't use, and we don't use anything that doesn't make us better.
Absolutely. We do not make recommendations lightly, and our recommendations are not light.
Now, to go back to what Lex just said, we don't make recommendations lightly, and they're less like recommendations than they are necessities. If you don't take everything that we say seriously, it's hard for you to make serious progress on yourself. And specifically, I'm talking about this $8,000 retreat in Sedona. Sedona is a beautiful place.
It's got cacti, it's got mountains, it's got the desert.
Oh, spoiler alert, but yeah, so much desert.
And I mean, the thing is you haven't circled until you've circled in a 10-day retreat environment. It's just not the same.
You can use all these products and have a great life. I'm sure you're having a fantastic life, Mark. You're listening to our podcast.
But it's kind of like saying, can I buy part of a puzzle, but not all of the pieces?
It's like we gave you a trip into the sky, yet you're not springing for the parachute.
It's kind of like, could you buy an airplane, but not buy the wings?
It's a lot like, could you ride the train, but refuse to stay on the track?
Or like, could you have a kid? Like, could you have a baby, but like it doesn't have one of its legs?
Is it possible that you could purchase a cat from a cat store, but refuse to feed it its whole life?
That doesn't sound very good to me. It's kind of like saying, like, could you have an army, but you don't have any guns, and you don't have any bullets, and you don't have any tanks, and your soldiers don't have pants?
Yeah, and nobody gets trained. And that is exactly what you're asking for, Mark. You're asking for an anarchist army, and that is not what we preach here.
That's a contradiction. So what we're going to say is, do you need to go to the circling retreat in Arizona? Find the 8,000. Borrow it if you have to. Start another side hustle. But, Mark, make it happen.
Make it a priority. They take credit cards.
That was a great question. Thank you, Mark.
Thanks, Mark. Next question. Hi, Seph and Lex. I'm a C-suite executive at a Fortune 500 company. We're working on a major new product launch, and I've been working 12-hour days for the past 2 months. I work on weekends and barely spend any time with my husband. I haven't taken a vacation in over a year. I think I'm starting to get burnt out. Do you have any advice? Jackie from Minneapolis.
Jackie, that is a great question. And I have to say, first of all, that it's actually very common because we get a ton of questions from CEOs and C-suite level people.
Jackie, just knowing what your title is, it means the world to me and Lex that you came to us. It's something that happens all the time. You came to the right folks.
We get questions, I would say, from presidents, from CEOs, C-suite people, diplomatic and political leaders.
Great composers, human actors.
Famous magicians.
It's an abundant amount of wisdom is sought from us.
From top-level people.
And
like, I got hit up, actually, the other day. The president of Finland hit me up on Twitter with a question. Not the biggest country in the world, but we help everyone big and small.
Yeah, whatever difference we can make, we want to make it. And we're glad to know that we're making a difference in your lives, Jackie. You're obviously a listener. And we just want to thank you for your question.
It was a great question. Thanks, Jackie. Guys, that is it for us. That is our centennial episode.
Millennial episode.
Oh, yeah, millennial episode. Thank you so much, guys. Hey, Seph, what do you have going on this coming week?
Well, I actually plan on returning a lot of jalapeños I recently purchased from the farmer's market.
Oh, yeah, makes sense. Question, though, what if they don't take them back? Now, in my experience, none of the farmers I know have very liberal return policies.
Oh, well, then I'll probably just donate them to the homeless shelter. Little known fact, shelters always need jalapeños.
Yeah, none of the shelters that I've been to have ever had jalapeños.
Not even once. What about you, Lex? What you got going on this weekend?
Oh, well, I'm glad you asked because I am going to 3 different ayahuasca retreats.
Jesus Christ.
You, but better. Friends, thank you for listening and becoming a better you.
And if you haven't followed us on social media yet, you haven't fully committed. Find those social links in the episode description.
Also, please rate and review us on your podcast listening app. It helps more people find this podcast and become totally enlightened.
And remember, don't just be you, be
you, but better.